Alright, we're back again with an exciting one here. This is the new FuriBee F90 from GearBest.com. I want to say thanks to GearBest for sending this to us for review. You guys are going to want to check this out if you want a nice 2S indoor, outdoor FPV flyer. Great for the winter, great for the summer. Hopefully, if it ever comes, this thing is really awesome. I really like it. A lot of people don't like the bug design on quadcopters. I do. I don't think it's cheesy. I think it's really funny, and I like that when quadcopter companies come out with a unique design and give you this bug look. I think it's really funny, and I think it's awesome. So, anyways, there is a couple different versions of this kind of a bee design. Banggood has their version. But from what I can see and from what I can tell, you're going to want to go with the FuriBee. A couple different reasons that I've noticed from the differences. Well, the canopy design in itself is just nicer on the FuriBee than the other one, and then I've heard a lot of people having a lot of issues with the hoop designs around the motors, having some issues there as well. And I also know that the props on this are a much better design in my my point of view. The props that I've noticed on the other version are like these, and they don't get as much thrust in them. So I think these props are more aggressive. Again, I don't have first-hand experience with that model, but just from what I can tell, those two differences, with the prop design, with the hoop designs, I think that might be different. Definitely the canopy design looks better. So I'm going with FuriBee myself. This thing is really nice. Good power, well balanced. It's nicely tuned out of the box, but of course you can change it. I do all of my reviews based on stock settings so that you know how these things fly. And I think it flies fairly nicely. You can hook right up to your Spectrum radio. They do have a few different versions with FlySky, and then of course Spectrum version. I run the DX6E. If you guys haven't checked that radio, check that radio out. It's really nice. But anyways, the Spectrum radio, you can hook right up to this guy for nice indoor FPV, and it's 2S. That's what's awesome about this quad here, is that you've got 2S capability. So this is going to come with a 7.4 volt 2S, obviously. It's a 400 milliamp LiPo. So really nice. And another thing that's awesome is that on GearBest, so FuriBee is GearBest brand. So understand, when you see FuriBee, that's their version of the quadcopters. There's some rebranding, some things like that. Yeah, they all do it. But this is GearBest supported product. And they have all the parts for this thing on their website. Some of the quads I've been reviewing, they don't have as many parts as they do with this guy here. So you can get everything from motors, you can get everything from the frame, everything's nicely available. Another thing that's really nice about these motors is they're plug and play, so you can replace those. I don't want to pull the canopy off just to go through all that, but these motors just plug right into the board so that you can pull them out, no soldering required. This is a perfect little indoor FPV for a beginner, somebody wanting to maybe expand to outdoor FPV. It's nice and safe. They're brushed motors. It's got good power, but not too much power where you're going to hurt anybody. It's just a nice quadcopter overall. So you're gonna want to check this one out. I can't wait to see the look on people's faces when they see this thing flying around, especially in the summertime. Friends and family are going to think it's a bug flying around. I just love it. I think it's a really fun little design to it. Anyways, taking a closer look at this quadcopter, it does use carbon fiber as the main part of the frame, which is very nice. It is coming in about 1 millimeter on the thickness. I did check that, so not the thickest, but again, I don't really see how many people are going to be breaking that if you're flying indoor. I mean, maybe some outdoor, but no big deal there. You do use a JST connector, so you can get plenty of these batteries online. But again, GearBest has all these things. So if you're picking this thing up, pick up some batteries too. You're going to want to. They're fairly inexpensive. One con that I've had with this is that these motors, in a hard crash, one of my motors, not all of them, but only one, seems to slide too far downwards, hitting this little plastic piece right here where the prop would be hit it, so I'd have to kind of adjust it and then move it up. Now I have been flying a few times since then, and I haven't had to readjust it again. I had to initially a couple times, but I haven't since, so not sure. It would be nice if they would have maybe made these just a little bit shallower so that it hold the motor up a little bit. That's probably the weakest point on this quadcopter is these little hoop designs. If you crash into a wall, there's a lot of give in these things and they will hit the prop and you will crash. As you can see, I did here. So I had a pretty good crash in the flight, which you're about to see. I just bent this back, but it is broken. So it does still keep its shape, so it will work. It's fine. But again, you know, that's probably the weakest point on the quadcopters, these little hoops, but you can pick up extras if you want to, or you can take them off completely, especially when you're going to do some outdoor FPV. Really nice. Another thing with this, it's got a built-in buzzer, which is great. So if you're flying this thing outside, you can assign it right on your switch like I did, and then hit the buzzer if you lose it, and then you're going to be able to find it with this thing beeping at you. So really nice that it has that buzzer. Nice FPV camera up front. I haven't had any complaints with the indoor FPV on this one, which I will show you. If you want to, when you're pulling this canopy off, which is just held on by a few screws here in the center portion, you can adjust this somewhat if you kind of rig it. So it's not really designed to easily, but you can, and which is nice that they kept this nice large opening on the top, so that if you are going to start flying this thing acro and have some really aggressive pitch angles to it, you're going to be able to handle that no problem. So just overall, I really like this. I like the idea of the 2S LiPo, so that you can have it indoor and then transition to an outdoor FPV flyer as well. And line of sight flying is fun too. It's got really nice pitch and roll to it. Not a lot of punch. So I think that flips would probably be a little bit hard to do. You can probably tune a little bit more in cleanflight. So not a lot of punch with that, but anyways, really nice FPV flyer. You're gonna, if you guys are new to this and you know maybe have a Spectrum radio or want to get into it, this is a nice, I think, beginner package because of that capability of transitioning. So do keep in mind, you are going to need to use cleanflight to get into this thing and assign the transmitter correctly. You do have to reverse some switches, so you do need to have a little bit of knowledge on it. Otherwise, the internet, it is a plethora of knowledge, a lot of stuff online. And of course, you guys can hit me up in the comments. I'll be more than happy to try to help you guys out. If you're trying to bind it up to your transmitter, I'll be more than happy to try to help you guys out. So not an early beginner. You know, you do have to know a little bit of knowledge, or at least be willing to start to learn. But when you will, I think this is a really nice quadcopter. Another thing that, again, if you guys don't have an FPV goggle, this is really awesome. This is a great setup, the FuriBee VR01. So the two together from GearBest, I mean, this thing here, I think these are right around 70 bucks or so. This is only like 40. You will have to, you know, provide another 2S LiPo so you can get extras and, you know, use this as your power source. But anyways, a really nice FPV. I've been doing some indoor FPV flying with this, and it performs really nicely. I'll have a link in the description so you can see this review as well. But the FuriBee, really nice. Good job, GearBest. I like it. It's not perfect, you know. It's nothing in this world is perfect, I don't think. But I think as an overall package, I like it, and I really love the design. So that's, you know, it's one thing that drew me to this, is that bug design, which is really cool. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump right into the line of sight test, and then at the end of the video, I will have FPV test as well, so you can see how the FPV footage comes out as well. I do apologize in advance that I have some DVR lag. That slows down the image and speeds it up. That's not the camera, it's not the quadcopter, it is the DVR. But it'll give you an idea of what the FPV looks like, so let's go ahead and jump into that. And as always, if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments down below. Okay, we're back with the FuriBee F90. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of line of sight, and then we'll jump right into the FPV footage. Alright, so we're going to first turn on the quad, and then we're going to bind it to our transmitter.
Make sure I've got it to the right setting here. Set the FuriBee down. Go to my mouse select. And go to my FuriBee. It should be this one. And then we're going to bind. Alright, and we're bound. I've got
my flight modes set up here. So I have my angle mode and my horizon mode, and then I also have a buzzer. So I don't have the Acron. We're going to do indoor FPV, being the winter time, but that's an awesome feature for outdoor flying. If you lose this little guy, you can set your buzzer to do just that, so you can find it. So let's go ahead and arm it, and take it up for a flight. So this thing is really punchy and really powerful. This is going to give you 2S capability. So this is something that you can fly now, fly in the winter, at least if you're in my area, with where winter's here and it's nasty outside. You can have an awesome indoor FPV flyer with really nice prop guards. But then you're going to be able to take this outside when the weather breaks. Because it's 2S capable, this has got plenty of power for outdoor flight. So nice power. This is our roll. And our pitch, it's super punchy. This is all stock settings, other than, you know, just flying in angled mode. Of course, you can adjust it if you want more or less aggression to the PIDs, but I think this thing is really peppy. For what it is, this thing is really nice. Not a ton of punch. You can see that was our punch, but our roll and our pitch, which is what this quadcopter is really designed for, is there. I don't know how easy you're going to have to be able to do some flips with this, because you need to have some punch with it. You can probably change that a little bit in cleanflight or beataflight, but as roll and pitch, really super. Nice expected feel. Nice and zippy. That's our yaw. It's our stock yaw. Pretty good. I think it could be a little faster, but again, that's what's great about this. You can get right into cleanflight and do it. Change it, make it faster. Nice and punchy as far as our angles and our forward and reverse pitch. It's got really nice power. That 2S, and again, you know what's awesome about this thing is that they've got all the parts for this thing right on GearBest website. This is GearBest brand, FuriBee, and just to be able to get the looks out of people when you're gonna fly this in the park, you know, have friends or family check this thing out, it's gonna be really awesome. Just to see the reaction, to see, what is that? What's that drone? Is it a drone bee? Yes, it is. So really nice. Nice, balanced power. I apologize, I have not been able to have a good day for outside flights. It's just so much rain over this past week. Freezing rain, luckily not snow. But it's just been so nasty outside. It's hard to fly outside. But this is what this is about, guys. This is an indoor FPV, which you can definitely transition when the weather gets nicer outside. It's just a fun, nice flyer. Whoop! And we crashed. So that was a good damage test. These prop guards, like I said, they're a little on the flimsy side, and as you can see, looks like we broke it. That's no good. But again, you can buy these extra parts if you want to. I'll just bend it back out here, put this prop back on, and get this thing back up flying. Ooh, those motors are hot. Wow, those are hot motors. Let's make sure we clear, and we do. Let's go ahead and get it back up. I think, oh yeah, feels good. So, held the crash. I would say again, those hoops on there, not the sturdiest, but still flying good. Good roll, good pitch. Whoop! This is a nice FPV flyer. At least line of sight. So let's go ahead and jump right into that, which this is, FPV, and take a look and see how it flies. Alright, so that was the flight review of the FuriBee F90 from GearBest.com. Again, thanks to them for sending this to us for review. I really like it. Nice little quadcopter. If you guys have any questions, hit me up in the comments. I'll try to answer them if I can. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We do lots of quadcopter reviews and maybe some more future ground vehicles, I guess, depending on what you guys think. Let me know. But anyways, I appreciate you guys watching as always, and happy flying life.